So hi everyone, Craig Hanson here. Yes, welcome to my video. Swing technique, very important when we're looking at swing technique, is when we're looking at very good players, good ball strikers, and also looking at the averages of movement. These days everything's been tested by mechanics. We know the amount of turns, the averages of turns and tilts and lateral movement, shaft lean, the swing geometry, and this is important because when we're looking at improving our swings, we're really looking at using our bodies and moving our bodies effectively, like very good players. There might be a lot of different swings out there, guys, but there are some major moves that you need to propel a golf ball down the line. And we're all trying to reach our potential. We need a good low point of the swing arc, the swing circle. We need to be getting this club landing in the correct spot. The low point of the swing arc will be around 8 centimeters, 4 inches in front of the golf ball. To do that, we need our body, our hands, our wrists in the correct positions. We need the correct path coming into the golf ball. This we can see on video with your mobile phones, your smartphones. If you got to get in there and teach yourself, we teach you how to do this on world-class golf instruction. And we need the club face in a nice, healthy, square position. Get these 3 things right, and we're on the way to be able to hit consistent shots, propel them down the line, and it's worth the hard work. Get your hands on some good information and apply it effectively over time. Now, when we're looking at some of the major moves, we're only going to be going in the major moves of this video, but very important. The closer you get to these positions, the better you're going to hit the golf ball. So again, the closer you get to these positions, the better you're going to hit the golf ball. Now, we'll be having a little bit of a look at club golf or 2 later on the video, and some of those common moves that the club player makes, and we'll have a look at some really good ball strikers. World-class golf instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer. Practice programs and evidence-based material is applied in helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of world-class golf instruction. So let's have a look at the start position. We know at impact we need around 12 degrees of shaft lean and a touch more for really good iron shots. And when we're having a look at this position here from McIlroy running up, we're going to be seeing here 10 degrees of shaft lean already in the start position and in the address position. So when we're having it running that straight up at 90 would be classified as 0. Now the Tool Pro on the right side here, we're looking at 7 degrees. Now, from this position here, we're going to be taking it up and just looking at the head position, very centered head as we're swinging back, and it really is a bit more difficult than you think, keeping a centered head. I think sometimes people think they're doing it, but to really get your head completely still and centered sets you up for a great backswing, because it really does help get the tilt of your shoulder plane in the correct position. That's from the back view, which is around 39 to 45 degrees with a mid iron, and then we start to get some consistent numbers here in the pivot, 83 degrees from the belt buckle up to the shoulder, and we've got around 84 from here. Now, there are positions at the top of the swing, people, that when you get in them, it's actually hard to hit poor shots rather than easy to hit poor shots. Now, from this position here, there is a large lateral shift moving towards the target. There are some people out there that suggesting there is no lateral shift in the swing, but it's been tested, and we know between 4 to actually up to times to 8 inches of lateral movement. But even though things are proven, they're often not accepted, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But there are people floating around the internet, and probably someone writing under this video that there is no lateral movement, and I think you can get some tablets for that one. Right, let's have a look as we move into the impact area. Have a look at the amount of lateral shift there that Rory has. Now, this line that I draw up, I call it the wall. Some people will stand up against it, other people will stand a little bit further away. It depends on your swing pattern. If you don't have a lot of lateral movement, you're better off having a bit more of a narrow stance and standing up against it. That'll help you get through the wall and create some compression. Now, one great position I like to look at is the left arm parallel to the ground here. And we can see it obviously that both players here have moved downwards. The Tool Pros will move down 2 to 4 inches on average, and it helps them get some more lag, create room, use the ground as leverage, and all sorts of different things in their swing. But when we have a look at this right leg position, right, when the left arm is parallel to the ground, we'll see 78 degrees. You're seeing most players around 76 to 78 degrees here in this position. And it's an important one to notice because it means you're getting across. And this is going to stop you hitting fat shots and thin shots. Especially club golfers, they don't tend to have a lot of lag. And the less lag you have, the more lateral movement that you need. Obviously, we need the hips to open up around 30 to 45 degrees is on average. You know, we know that the chest opens between 24 to 36 degrees, but we need lateral shift. All right, very, very important. Now, we'll just take those couple of lines out there, and we'll move further down. Now, this area of the swing, it's really an area that, you know, it's an advanced area when you're looking at left hand under chin and getting a right angle. Not a lot of people can do that. It's okay to be here. There's 7 degrees. Here's 19 degrees. There's an area for me. Once it gets over 25 degrees, it starts to, you know, people start to hit fat and thin. So if you're losing your angles here too much, you really need to look at lateral. You need to look at how your hands and wrists are moving. And on World Class Golf Instruction, we've got a couple of fantastic series. One's called The Move of Millions, and the other one's called Deep to Shallow, and it's people are actually really, really loving it. It's helping people hit the ball a lot better for people coming a little bit steep, and it shows that shoulder planes and left arm positions and hand and wrist angles, and yeah, it's just been an absolute pleasure to you know, get the feedback from the people who it's transforming their games and things like that. So now, when you're looking at, as I said, this position here, there's a bit of a gauge here. I can show you that a little bit later in the video, but just looking in at impact here, 12 degrees of shaft lean is what we're getting to. The closer you get to these positions, the better you hit. Now, the closer you get, the better you hit. I know we can't all swing like McIlroy, but we're all trying to get to our potential, whatever that may be. Now, there's 13 degrees of shaft lean. McIlroy's got around 16 degrees of shaft lean. Right leg into the ankle here, 64, and over on this side we got 65. And both players lead leg, half of it through the wall, portion of the shoulder, and really, really good positions here in and around impact. Tiger Woods also making similar positions here as we move through and down. A lot of lateral movement here. Some say the best iron player of all time, and we can see that position here into impact. So the proof's in the pudding. We know that so many players are moving down and into these positions. It's an important thing to notice because you need trust. You need to know that you're working on the correct things. Here's Fleetwood with not as much lag here, but you'll see that when players do that, they tend to have even more lateral movement, but plenty of shaft lean at impact for about a 3-iron and through the golf ball. What a golf swing that guy's got. So when we're looking at some of the perhaps the less skilled players at times, we won't be seeing as much lateral movement, even though people are doing their best. They're just sometimes not working on the correct things, and we'll see them almost see that twisting back in the other direction a lot of the time and getting in and around impact with little lateral movement, not much here, and then we get a chance to touch the grass before we touch the golf ball. It's a repeating theme that we're seeing. A lot of it comes from the correct use of the hands and the wrists as well. But unfortunately, we're not seeing, that's suspiciously close to touching the grass here before we're fats and thins, not a lot of shaft lean, and there's a big chance that you're in this position. We'll see the right foot sort of working backwards and in the other direction. So guys, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be spoken about in the golf swing when we're looking at certain moves and positions in the backswing, but people really aren't looking at that front view enough. Now, in World Class Golf Instruction, we'll be taking you through the tilts and the turns of your shoulders. There's a 44-degree angle between 39 to 45, depending on where you position the lead arm. But hitting your lines, hitting your numbers, your forearm planes, getting the correct entry into the golf ball. Something like this is what you're after with the toe of the club slightly on this side of 12. And from here, you're going to be able to control the club head, working with a plan, moving in the right direction. When you know that you're working with the correct information, it gives people plenty of purpose, patience. If you're into online lessons, guys, check out CraigHansonGolf.com. I'll get you guys on the right track to enjoying your golf. We're really very proud of World Class Golf Instruction and what it's doing, and helping out a lot of people from all over the world. So yeah, get into it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.